Hi YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I go by Yabi Yab. I'm a travel enthusiast, and if you guys are new to my channel, click the subscribe button down below. I would truly appreciate it. And if you guys are returning subscribers, thanks for coming back. All love. You guys, just like, I love you, you love me, like, you know, we're one happy family with a great. Anyways, so in today's video I'm going to be talking about how to travel solo, because if you wait for people, you're not going anywhere, sis or bro. I'm telling you that right now. Like, when people are like, yeah, let's go here, you're like, I'm down, I'm this, I'm that, I'm definitely gonna come. The day that you say, okay, let's make payments towards the accommodations, whether it be the hotel, the flight, whatever it is, crickets. And it's like, you don't want to miss out on opportunities to travel places on your free time or on your leisure time if you're banking on other people to come with you. So I'm going to give you guys I believe it's 5 tips on how to travel solo. So if you're interested in that, please keep watching. As I mentioned before, when you travel solo, it's beautiful. Like, there's vacations, there's travel buddies, there's solo travel, there's group travel, there's so much forms of traveling. But if you guys care to know, my favorite form of traveling is actually, I want to say, travel buddy, or solo, but I do like travel buddies just so you can have a companion with you, and that way, you know, you just have like company. But that doesn't mean traveling solo is not good. It makes you find yourself. I've honestly found myself through traveling the world, and being in solitude. It's so beautiful. I'm so content being by myself. You're on your own time, your own pace. If you're scared to do it, just do it because you're gonna be like, wow, like I don't want to miss out on so many places just because I can't find someone to travel to these places. And that leads me to tip number 1, being confident in traveling solo. Because a lot of times people don't want to travel solo. It's not that they don't have the money, the expenses to do that. Yes, traveling with a group and a travel buddy or a partner, or, you know, your babe, because you're paying for everything. But no, traveling with somebody is it cuts down on cost, but it's like not because of that. Most people don't travel solo just because they just like aren't confident, and I completely understand that. But the one step that I can tell you guys to start doing, I'll give you guys homework, people that are like watching this video ready for a trip, because I know after, you know, the summer 2021 is about to be crazy, because, you know, we're about to make up for that year that we missed. So I'll give you guys a tip, some homework. Start going places on your own. Start going to restaurants, out to eat. If they say, oh, table for 2, no, table for 1. Table for 1, because, you know, I'm fine going, because look, I like to fine dine and wine myself, and if nobody's around to do it with me, I'm going. Like, I go to lounges sometimes by myself, like, but then again, like, I sometimes always bump into someone that I know, but, like, you know, I just go places by myself, and it's amazing feeling. And one thing I'll tell you guys, challenge you guys to do, I do, that I do when you're on the plane, just ask the person next to you. Like, you know, you don't have to make a whole conversation through the whole flight, but, you know, sometimes I joke around and I'm like, I'm about to sit next to you for the next 8 hours. So hi, you know, my name's Yabi. You know, like, what's bringing you to Tanzania? Why are you going to Dubai? Why are you, you know, just ask people questions. Be be curious, you know, because sometimes when you ask people stuff, they're so interested in listening. They're so interested in answering. So you'll be shocked by the reasons why people are going to certain places. You know, some people go to places for fun. Some people go for, there's just so many reasons. And it's interesting to know who the person next to you on the plane is, where they're going and why they're going. So step number 1 is definitely being confident in traveling solo. Just start practicing being solo in your neighborhood, in your country, in your state, and then from there you can go out the country and you'll be fine. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2. Tip number 2 is being mindful. Okay, obviously you do not want to not be aware of your surroundings. You want to be mindful of what's around you, because at the end of the day, you are alone. But that's one thing about being mindful. Never make it seem like you're alone, because you will be an easy target. You will be such an easy target, and you don't want that. So definitely just like make it seem like you're always like waiting on someone, or you're about to meet up with somebody. So that way people are like, oh, okay, especially as a female or male too, but like as a female, you have to be like extra careful. Like, I mean, it's just how it is. You got to be careful. So, I always make it seem like, oh, like, oh my gosh, like my friend, like she's still not here yet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just like if someone comes up to you, you can't trust nobody. I don't care how like responsible the person is, or how, just don't trust nobody. Auntie, do not trust anybody. So that's step number 2, being mindful, vigilant, careful of your surroundings. You can meet the best person, but at the end of the day, they're still a stranger. And tip number 3 is having an itinerary, because you don't want to travel solo and then you're just by yourself and you're in your hotel room the whole trip, because then you're going to feel like you didn't really get to explore or get to do anything. So definitely have an itinerary planned out, um, you know, so that way you can be like, okay, day 1, I'm doing this, day 2. Because whenever I travel with anybody, I kind of like have an itinerary planned out. Like, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And yeah, like, I mean, I'm the same person when I travel. I like to take control. So it's like I also give the opportunity of other people, like, oh, if you want to do anything, I'm down for what you want to do too. But if I'm obviously traveling by myself, I do what I want to do. So have an itinerary ready, so that way you're just like boom, 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 and not just sit in your hotel room. Tip number 4, if you're a content creator, or if you're just somebody that loves to take photos and you're worried about photos, let me tell you something. Some of my best photos have been taken by strangers. Like, not majority, but some of like my photos that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm about to go to this destination, I want a good photo, have been taken by people that I like went on a solo trip, and it's like, oh, can you take a picture of me? And a few tips. I have 2 tips for you guys on how to have a stranger take a picture of you that's postable. Tip number 1 is taking a picture of them, and then and I also try to get like a younger person. Not, no shade to my older people, but like some younger people are just more hip, like, you want the photo like this, like aesthetic-y. So, I try to get like a younger person, to take a photo, but not all the time. So take a photo of them, and then they could do it of you, or you could position them, literally like put your phone out and be like, okay, do this, and I'm just gonna run in the frame. Or, I mean, sometimes if it's like a speedy place where it's like a lot of people like busting through, I'll just like ask a stranger, hey, can you just take 5 photos of me and just keep taking? Keep taking. If I look through them, I don't like them, ask another stranger. If I don't, ask another stranger. Until you get these shots, that is when I'm like, all right, I'm good. Okay, let me enjoy and experience the place. So don't worry about your photos. You're definitely going to get good photos. Like, that's why tip number 1 is the most important, being confident, because you got to approach people and be like, hey, take a photo of me. So yeah, so that's tip number 4. Tip number 5 is, wait, what did I write? Oh, tip number 5 is be inviting, be welcoming, be warm, be open for conversation. Just be welcoming, because everybody loves to talk to like someone that's welcoming, but don't have like a big question mark on top of your head because you don't want that, because then people are gonna be like, ding, 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 oh, she's by herself. So you have to be inviting, because I was gonna say, some people feel like their happiness and love is like hinged onto the people that they love, and you can give happiness and love to complete strangers. You don't have to build a wall I mean, keep your guard up. Sounds contradictory. Keep your guard up, but also don't build a wall towards strangers, because you're not going to fully enjoy and immerse yourself in the culture. And that's the point of traveling, to actually immerse yourself in the culture. So definitely just be inviting, but don't walk around with a question mark in your head, if that makes sense. Does it or not? Okay. And the last tip, oh, so I have 6 tips for you guys. So the last tip is don't rely on your phone. Don't do it, because your phone will fail you when you're abroad, because obviously the cellular data, I don't know your data plan, but like I think my service, my phone service does allow for me to roam in certain countries at no extra cost with text messages. I don't know about calls, are like 40 cents, but like, you know, Wi-Fi's are like weird and sketchy sometimes in other places. What I mean by sketchy is like it will be going on and off, and you just can't rely on Wi-Fi because you just never know. Like, and language, Google Translator, if you're trying to translate something and it doesn't work, and you're like talking to people that speak, you know, a different language than yours, it's going to be difficult. And you know, traveling, you want it to not be difficult, you want it to be enjoyable. So try to, like, you know, write down some words, write down some phone numbers, some emergency contacts. Just being not dependable on your phone, because at the end of the day, it's technology can just malfunction out of nowhere, and you don't want a situation where you went on a trip and you don't like your trip and you feel like it was just a waste of time. So you definitely don't want that. But definitely, you guys, I encourage people to travel solo. It's like fun. You find yourself, you challenge yourself, you are yourself because you're by yourself. So I definitely encourage you, like, don't be scared. Like I said, you can start with baby steps, going out to eat on your own, going out to a bar on your own. And funny enough, sometimes, like, when, even if I'm like traveling with like somebody and I go out on my own, because there's times I travel with a travel buddy and I venture out on my own. We probably just like book a house together and I do my own stuff on my own there. I have the funnest times. Like but then again, I'm a very social person. I'm somebody that when I enter a place, like I just like, hi, like I'm just that type of person. So, but then again, I've built that up in me. I mean, I've always kind of been social, but when I was younger, I wasn't. I was very, very shy. Like, but you know, you kind of had to build that social and confidence in you. Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. I know some people that aren't confident at all and they just fake it, and then they actually start to be confident. And I kind of feel like that's what happened to me. But yeah, like, trust me, you're gonna enjoy it. Because if you wait for people, you're not going anywhere. You're just gonna be sitting on your bed all day. But that does conclude my video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I hope you guys are booking a future solo travel trip. And let me know how it goes if you end up going anywhere, or if you have gone on a solo trip, like, let me know some tips or something in the comments. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in to my video. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next week.